shop. So you're probably wondering why I'm going to start working on the Maico when I've got another two projects on the go, which is the Mongrel, which I started making a jig for, and also the Ducati. Well, let me tell you, I've got an idea. Basically, in about 2 to 3 weeks, I'll be in a position where I can send the Ducati's frame off to the powder coaters. Now at the Maico, this frame here really needs to be powder coated. It needs to be sandblasted and powder coated probably, because as you can see here, it's not really that durable. This is just a paint job. And this is why I'm always against painting frames. I've taken the Maico out a few times, and where my boots are rubbing and scuffing, it just can't hack it. It really can't hack it. So that's why I prefer to powder coat rather than paint. So, having said all that, I can dismantle the Maico, get the frame off, same time as the Ducati, and to be honest, dismantling the Maico is not that big a job. It'll probably take me about an hour, 2 hours maybe at the most. It's a really simple bike, there's not much to it. The engine's light, it's quite nimble, the fact that I can get it all on this one stand here, take the wheels off, and the bike still balances on that, take the tank off and everything. Job done. Another bonus, well, it's out of the way then. I don't have another bike in the garage. bit of a breather at the moment, giving this a break in the morning. I only spent like 20 minutes in the morning just to get everything off, and I'm back on it now. But this is where I'm at the moment. Wheels have come off, front and rear, exhaust has come off. Obviously everything else that goes on it. So pretty much all we're left with is front forks, swing arm, engine. So it really is a fast bit of work to do. You know what? That went relatively smooth. Apart from breaking the light up there. Yeah, not bad. Got the tank, swing arm. Obviously now that we've got the swing arm off, I just need to take the chain guide off, take the foot pegs off the frame, take these little rubber mounts, like the exhaust mount and fuel tank mount up here. The engine's over there, ready to be, I don't know whether I'm going to vapor blast it or just use a bit of elbow grease and actually just clean it up myself. I mean, there's hardly any engine there at all. Should I? I don't know. We'll see. This is going to be the biggest task of all, I think, is repairing this. So this was an Öhlins shock. I say was because years ago, for some reason, it was painted lime green rather than the Öhlins yellow. That's no biggie. Well, that's it. The car was already rebuilt, but I will put that in an ultrasonic cleaner and just have it cleaned off nicely. Oh, and the wheels. As you can see over there, spokes are all rusty and everything like that, so I'll relace the wheel. There were new Talon sprockets, front and back, and I'm sure there's a Talon chain as well, and I've hardly done any miles in it since I've rebuilt the bike. So I think the sprockets probably just need a good clean. So there you have it from me. Apart from what is left on my fluorescent tube here, that went relatively pain-free. There is very little to this bike, and that's another reason why these bikes are so light. I say light for their day. It's not the lightest motocross bike, not by any means of today's standards at all. It is still a heavy motocross bike. So that's all there is for me for this video. Next video on the Maico 490 will probably be in a few weeks time once I've had the actual frame powder coated. Until then, there's more things to concentrate on, the Ducati and the Mongrel. So those are my two main builds. This is just a side project, just something that needs to be done. So if you like what you see and you want to keep updated with those two bikes and this third bike, then subscribe. Also follow me on Instagram, visit footballindustries.com if you want to see any merchandise that there is on there. So until next week's video, which will be the Ducati Monster front headlight fairing, I'll see you next week.